Gather round, dear listeners, and let me tell you a tale of courage, wit, and a daring plan that saved the creatures of the great savannah. It's the story of a clever man and a fearsome lion who ruled with a paw of iron, striking terror into the hearts of all who roamed the grasslands. Long ago, in the vast savannah, the lion was king. His roar echoed across the plains, making the antelope freeze in their tracks, the elephants tremble, and even the swift cheetahs slow their pace. No animal dared to challenge him, for he was not only strong but cunning. He hunted not just for food, but for power, and each day the animals grew more frightened, more desperate. Now, among the creatures of the savannah was a man, tall, with sharp eyes that missed nothing, and a mind quick as the wind. He was known simply as the clever man, for whenever there was a problem too great for others to solve, he would find a way. His home was small, nestled beneath the shade of a great baobab tree, and from there, he watched the lion's tyranny unfold. One evening, as the clever man sat by his fire, listening to the cries of the animals, a delegation of creatures approached him. The leader was a gazelle, her legs shaking as she stepped forward. Behind her stood a zebra, a warthog, and even a brave young elephant. "Clever man," the gazelle said, her voice soft with fear, "we cannot live like this anymore. The lion hunts us every day, not just for food, but for sport. He toys with us, chases us until we're too weak to run. We have come to ask for your help." The clever man looked at the creatures, their eyes filled with desperation, and nodded slowly. He knew that defeating the lion with strength alone was impossible, but perhaps there was another way. "Go back to your homes," he said. "I will think of a plan, but it will require patience and bravery from all of you." The animals nodded, their hope restored, and they retreated to the safety of the night. As the clever man sat by his fire, he began to devise his plan. The lion was proud, too proud, and it was this pride that the clever man would use against him. The next morning, the clever man rose early, long before the sun had fully painted the sky. He walked deep into the savannah, his feet light upon the earth, until he came to a wide open clearing, the perfect spot for his plan. With careful hands, he dug a large hole in the ground, deep enough that the lion would not easily escape. He covered the hole with sticks and leaves, making it look as though nothing had been disturbed. Then, with a sly smile, he smeared the ground with fresh herbs and plants that lions found irresistible. He stepped back to admire his work, but the trap was only the first part of his plan. Next, he took a small animal skin bag from his side and began to sprinkle a trail of the same herbs leading all the way to the lion's den. He knew the lion's sharp nose would pick up the scent, and his curiosity would do the rest. By midday, the clever man's trap was ready, and he retreated to the safety of a nearby acacia tree where he could watch without being seen. As the sun climbed high into the sky, the lion, lazy and full from his last hunt, stirred from his den. His nose twitched, catching the unfamiliar scent in the air. It was sweet, alluring, and irresistible. He rose to his feet and began to follow the trail, his massive paws moving silently through the grass. The clever man watched as the lion drew closer, his heart pounding in his chest. The lion, focused on the scent, didn't notice the clever trap set before him. With a single powerful step, he walked right into the covered pit and fell with a thunderous crash into the hole below. The ground shook, and the lion let out a mighty roar that echoed across the plains. He scratched and clawed at the walls of the pit, but it was too deep, and there was no escape. From his perch in the tree, the clever man called down to the lion, "Mighty lion, why do you roar? You who claim to be the king of the savannah are now trapped in a hole." The lion growled, his golden eyes burning with fury. "Who dares speak to me in such a way? Show yourself, coward!" The clever man climbed down from the tree, his steps measured, his eyes calm. "It is I, the clever man," he said, standing at the edge of the pit. "And I have come to ask you this. Why do you torment the creatures of the savannah? Why do you rule with fear when you could rule with wisdom?" The lion snarled, his pride stung. "Because I am king. The strongest rule, and the weak serve." The clever man shook his head. "A true king protects his kingdom. You rule through fear, but fear is a fragile thing. You see, the animals have come together. They have grown tired of your cruelty, and now they stand united against you." The lion roared again, but there was doubt in his eyes. He had never imagined that the animals could stand against him. The clever man continued, "But I offer you a way out. If you swear to leave the animals in peace, to rule not with your claws, but with wisdom, I will set you free. Continue your cruelty, and this pit will be your kingdom from now on." For a long moment, the lion was silent. His mind raced. He could not bear the thought of being trapped forever, but his pride was a powerful thing. Yet he knew that the clever man was right. The animals were united now, and he could not defeat them all. Finally, the lion bowed his head. "I swear it," he said. "I will leave the animals in peace. I will be a wiser king." The clever man smiled, for he knew that even the proudest could be humbled. He lowered a strong vine into the pit, and with great effort, the lion climbed out. From that day forward, the lion kept his promise. He no longer hunted the animals of the savannah for sport, and in time, the creatures came to respect him as a wise and just ruler. And as for the clever man, he returned to his home beneath the baobab tree, content in the knowledge that he had outwitted the most fearsome creature of the savannah, not with strength, but with wisdom. And so, my friends, remember this. Even the greatest of challenges can be overcome if one uses their mind as keenly as a blade. The end.